You ever read Meister Eckhart? No. How'd you get your doctorate without reading Eckhart? Relax. Okay, good. Now turn over gently. Right side. The other right, okay? You're a regular basket case, you know that? Eckhart saw hell, too. You know what he said? He said the only thing that burns in hell is the part of you that won't let go of your life. Your memories, your attachments. They burn them all away. But they're not punishing you, he said. They're freeing your soul. Relax. Good. So the way he sees it, if you're frightened of dying and you're holding on, you'll see devils tearing your life away. But if you've made your peace, then the devils are really angels freeing you from the earth. It's just a matter of how you look at it, that's all. So don't worry, okay?
Well, everybody, I guess I'll introduce the show first. Welcome to the Filmoscopy Podcast, a show where three friends discuss any movie of their choosing. In today's episode, it is the 1990 psych thriller film Jacob's Ladder.
We were supposed to watch the 1990 one?
Yeah, we watched the...
Oh,
no, we were supposed to watch
the fucking joke.
No, you're supposed to watch the remake. No, you're supposed to read the biblical story. Actually, it's directed by Adrian Lyne, written by Bruce Rubin, and starring Tim Robbins as Jacob Singer. So with me today, I'm Owen, by the way, is in alphabetical order Cody.
Yo, yo, yo.
And Lance.
Hello.
With the lights out. Okay. So.
Hey, this is funny. This is like the second movie that Owen's picked that's had Tim Robbins in it.
Have I picked another?
He had, because. Yeah, he was in Tenacious D and the Pick of Destiny. He's that homeless dude that was trying to get. He was the one that was trying to get. He gave him the map to break into the place.
Oh shit! You're right. That's crazy. He doesn't even look anything like himself. That's really good.
Well, I know it because he's wearing a wig then.
Yeah.
I mean, he has wonderful hair. This dude's got like a perfect head of hair. I'm not criticizing that. I'm saying for that role, he wore a homeless person's wig or some shit.
Okay. Oh, sorry, I was looking at something. So...
Looking at a little something, something.
And in alphabetical order, I guess I'll just ask you guys if you had seen anything, if you guys have experienced this movie before, heard anything about it. Cody, please.
Yeah, so I've watched it one time. It was roughly 2011, I think, was the one time I watched it, because that's when I learned that, hey, Silent Hill drew a lot of inspiration from this movie. So I was like, well, yeah, I definitely got to check this out. And being like 19 years old and watching it, you don't understand as much as you do. I don't know. This is definitely one of those movies that, with age, it's easier to understand the movie than watching it for the first time as like a dumb 19-year-old kid.
Yeah, I totally agree. The first time I watched this movie, I must have been like 13. I had no idea what the fuck was going on. But on like the second time I viewed it, it's kind of simple. The plot is a little bit straightforward. Of course, there's red herrings here and there that'll throw you off. But anyways, Lance, what were your first impressions?
This was my first time watching the movie. And I went ahead. You guys are going to be like, come on when I say this. I did get on the Wikipedia page as I was watching the movie to look at the stuff because I was really intrigued with it. I didn't want to wait for the movie to play out because I'm like, fuck, this is almost 2 hours long. Mm-hmm. So the movie got my interest big time, and it got me actually kind of depressed. So that's my first thoughts.
Oh, yeah, it is a pretty depressing movie in a way.
Yeah.
So with me, I think I have kind of a similar story to Cody. I'm pretty sure I heard this movie I heard about this movie in regards to Silent Hill 2. Mostly that the scare effects, when the monsters like twitch and stuff with which is an effect they do in this movie where they film like the actors like throwing their heads back and forth at like 4 frames per second and then boost it up to 24. I guess that's a similar scare effect shared between the two series.
Even sorry to cut you off, but even like the creature design is like inspired by it. In the scene where they're at the party and he see what's his girlfriend's name? Jezzy.
Jez.
Jez.
Yeah, Jizz.
Jezebel.
When she's dancing with that guy and like he starts turning into like the weird bat creature, like there's like bat creatures in the first Silent Hill. The outfit that Jacob is wearing in the later part of the movie where he's got like the green jacket and the jeans and all that, that's just almost straight up James's outfit in Silent Hill 2. And the scene where he's on the gurney and they're like rolling him through, they're taking him to the x-ray room, or they say they're taking him to the x-ray room, and he's like rolling through and there's like all the stuff, like he sees like the bicycle in the room and all that kind of stuff. That scene heavily inspires the opening of Silent Hill Homecoming.
Actually, I would argue it's stolen in Homecoming.
Yeah.
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 I would just go out and say that Homecoming stole the scene.
It's pretty much lifted, and like the story overall about a war veteran, and like having like these like dealings or visions or whatever with like demons and creatures also like heavily inspires the story of Homecoming as well. Considering that game you play as Alex Shepard, who is, you're told, is a war veteran coming home.
Which is kind of the same sort of twist. I guess this is going to be a spoiler. If you haven't watched the movie, I guess go watch it. Or don't if you don't care. But it's the same kind of, I guess, twist within that game as in within this movie, where you find out that the character wasn't... There's something fishy going on with their, military service.
Yeah.
Also, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. I was just gonna say we can spoil Homecoming because hell, that game's
game
super
sucks.
old. Well, not only that, it's like
fucking
50,
Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield show up. Homecoming, baby.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I mean, that's the wrong one.
I'd rather watch
Home.
I'd rather watch that Homecoming than play the Homecoming we're talking about.
But Silent Hill Homecoming is like 15 years old or something at this point, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, the twist at the end is that he's not actually a war veteran. He was sent away to a psychiatric hospital because he had drowned his little brother in the lake, and he kind of like just blocks all of it out. And the whole like war thing is the fact that his dad was a soldier or something, and he thought that
my squad, dude. I need my fucking squad.
In his mind, he created this backstory for himself that he had gone to war, and that was like a way to make his dad proud because he grew up with his dad. He felt like his dad never cared about him or whatever. But
I like how, I guess this is a tangent, but I like how in that game they use his backstory to justify the fact that he has like combat abilities, but then they pull the rug out from under you. So like in that case, like why can it kind of loses that justification that you originally had, I guess.
Yeah, I'd heard interviews with Tom Hewlett, who was like, unfortunately, he was like very despised amongst the Silent Hill community because he was kind of like the punching bag for everyone's displeasure with the series.
He was the face. He was the face of Silent Hill at that time. So
even though Silent Hill Homecoming, he came in like halfway through production and basically did what he could to like salvage what they had already done with the development of it, because he was saying that like Pyramid Head was supposed to feature like way more prominently in that game and like stalk you and stuff, and they had like this weird like plan to make Homecoming into like a trilogy or something where like it'd be Alessa versus I can't remember the younger brother's name, the little brother, but it'd be Alessa versus him in like this weird like Dragon Ball style battle over Toluca Lake, and it's just like this. So just he apparently like saved us from something that could have been much worse.
Yeah.
But God, I can't remember. Oh, he had said something. I think he said something along the lines of like maybe Alex had like trained or something early on as a way, because again, he knew his dad used to be in the military and he wanted to like impress him, and so it was like one of those things where like maybe some of it was self-taught before he ever got sent to the psychiatric hospital and all that. But
Perhaps
Yeah.
you win this round, Tom Hewlett. I'll let it slide this time.
When we get to the end of this discussion of this movie, let's bring up, because it's not in part of the influences, but I wonder if the reveal at the end of this movie is like influencing another movie that comes out in like the year 2000, something about a sense, and maybe the number 6.
Cause I've been to the year 3000. No, I'm sorry.
Not much has changed except we live underwater.
I don't know the rest of this song. Yeah.
But yeah. So I don't know. I think that as far as the Silent Hill influence, those are the only ones that stand out to me.
Stand back! There's a hurricane coming through.
Yeah, like creature design, scare tactics. I was wondering when I was watching it, because when he's down in like the subway, when he's down in the subway, he gets off the train, he's like walking around and stuff. The footsteps like echoing and stuff. I was sitting there thinking, I was like, did the guys at Team Silent just like straight up lift the sound effect off of this movie, because it sounds like exactly like the walking sound effects in Silent Hill.
Oh, the
like,
footsteps that they have?
Yeah.
Maybe.
So, I don't know if they did, but if they, I mean, it's in my mind as someone who's played those games a lot, it's like this sounds exactly the same. But
yeah, I mean, they could be from the same sound library, but who knows? Speaking, I guess, of the monster design, I love the monster design in this movie. I really like how, I guess, the script, and I know this will be jumping a little bit ahead, but I guess in the script, the monsters were all just supposed to be like demons. So they were supposed to have like devil horns and like, be kind of like traditional, like hell creatures. But the director, I think he didn't want to do that. He wanted to kind of like mix it up and make something a little bit unique that the audience probably wouldn't have seen before. So he created these kind of like fleshy demons where their horns are like teeth and stuff.
I was kind of.
It's a very
I was kind of
effective
concerned.
design.
Not concerned.
Sorry, go ahead, Lance.
No, you're good. I was kind of like confused. Obviously, they're not going to show that dragon bat thing that was fucking jazz.
Yeah.
Because obviously it's special effects, and if it's not darkly lit with flashing lights, you're going to see it. In reality, it's probably going to look really fucking stupid, like most practical effect creatures do in daylight. Like the whole. Like also the beefy black dude with the mask over his head shaking uncontrollably and shit like that, and it's like that's also something that seems like very Silent Hill-ish. The thing, like when he's on the subway and you see all the people looking out at him on the subway, and you don't really see their faces. They look like almost like they're wearing gas masks, but they're not. It's a part of their face.
Yeah, it's like their skin is like they have like a layer of skin stretched over their face or something.
Mm-hmm.
It's really weird, and obviously that I don't know if it's the train conductor or the person that sits in the ass end of the train, but he waves at him obviously as the train goes by, at the end. But also, like when the car is chasing him, you have somebody, and I can't remember. I think the dude that tells him, "Hey, look out!" Is that the dude you see later on at the end of the movie, the doctor?
I believe so.
Okay. And I didn't understand like what the fucking like what mannequin head they were holding up in the back of the window was supposed to be symbolized, like somebody with black hair, but it obviously looked like a really bad mannequin head.
Mm-hmm. In the back of the car that was trying to run him over.
Well, it's like, I was trying to run him over before. This is before he met up with his buddy that ended up blowing up his car also.
Yeah.
Remember?
I think that's one of the creatures like looking back at him.
Yeah, I think it's one of like
Yeah,
the creatures with like the flesh or skin over their face or whatever in the back of the car.
I couldn't. Yeah, I didn't. At that part. I mean, I rewound it like 3 or 4 times trying to catch it. I'm like, fuck, man, I don't know what it is supposed to be. Like, I didn't know if it's supposed to be something specific or just supposed to be like, okay, this isn't real. Like, he's in hell or whatever.
But see, I think that's a good thing that this movie does, where it's like constantly making you question what exactly is going
Your
on.
sexuality.
Is he? Is it? It makes you ask, like, is he just going crazy? Is this something that happened to him in Vietnam that's still affecting him now? Like, is it trauma, psychiatric or psychological, or is this even happening? Is this even happening at all? Which, of course, you know, at the end we find out exactly what it is. Which I almost, in a way, wish that wasn't the ending. I wish that they would have found some way to leave it a little bit more open.
Yeah. They pretty much, definitively at the end, they're pretty much like, oh yeah, he's dying. He died in Vietnam.
Yeah, this is just his
dying dream.
Yeah. Now, I will say, during his dying dream, he does remember who stabs him. But then again, is that actually who stabs him? Because it was like one of the guys from his own platoon, right? But is it actually that he really remembers before he dies, or is it just his mind like connecting the dots? Because when he gets stabbed in the beginning, he does have a look on his face like he recognizes who it is. And obviously you do see, I think that the Vietnam stuff at the very start of the movie happens, right? Like, like the guy has the seizure, they all start like firing and stuff. So it's very possible that it was like a psychological drug that the government used on them to, you know, and it backfired and they all started killing each other. But because, you know, Vietnam is pretty notorious for like that war having a lot of like chemical experimentation and shit like that.
Yeah, like on. Agent Orange and shit. Yeah. So
yeah, but I don't know. Like, but anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, this is gonna be a deep movie. I think it is ultimately, because I think the whole. I think the entire movie, from when he gets stabbed in the woods at the beginning, to when you see his body at the end. I think the entire thing is just him struggling in those moments. Like, those moments of him being like, it's all fucking like, it's his nerves firing off in his brain as he's dying.
Yeah.
Like, this whole entire life that he's like, it's this whole thing he's made up in his entire head. And he can't block out where the afterlife, if you will, you know. Like I said, this whole thing is kind of confusing.
He's like,
hard to put in words. Smart enough.
Yeah, he's in like a place between.
He's in purgatory.
Yeah, between heaven and earth, pretty much. It's really cool the way they do like it's very strange like how he gets information. So, you know, he learns about this like chemical experiment and everything like that. So I guess from what I understood was that the movie takes place entirely within, you know, him being on the helicopter dying, and within that section, you know, he gets all this other information about his circumstance, like what led him there. And I mean, you know, there's like a question to be raised, like, you know, did that guy who's watching over him, you know, is that like some kind of guardian angel, or is that like you know, somebody else who did he die? Like, you know, that's a pretty interesting point to raise and think about, I think. And
are you talking about the doctor, the chiropractor?
Yeah,
I think
the chiropractor was the angel.
Yeah, the chiropractor's an angel, but his buddy, the guy who was in the chemical unit in Saigon.
Oh, the one that
one that blew up in the car.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, not him. You're talking about the guy that tells him about the ladder.
Yes,
the one that actually, the guy that's like, yeah, he got busted for making LSD or whatever. Then the government recruited him.
Yeah, my bad. Lou would be his guardian angel, the chiropractor.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's interesting. interesting to think if if that character is also dead, and kind of in a in between purgatory state.
I don't think it's necessarily that. I think because everybody in his platoon is dead.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's them in his vision. I think that's just like what's going on in his brain as this happened, or with his soul. Because I'm talking this conversation. I'm somebody that does believe in an afterlife, and I do believe in God. Where Cody and Owen are agnostic atheists, really.
Yeah.
So it's like from y'all's perspective, if somebody dies and comes back to life because they resuscitate them and they have a vision, you guys are going to go with the thing of that's just the nerve endings in their brain firing off. They're not actually seeing something that's there, whereas I would think, okay, there is something beyond this life.
Yeah, that's what I think is happening in the plot. I mean, I think there's something more spiritual going on,
which it's confusing too whenever, so like when he meets up with his buddy, right? The one that you see in the beginning, he's just kind of sitting on the ground when all the chaos is happening at war. Yeah. That's him, right? The one he meets, and he's like, yeah, I'm also seeing demons or whatever. And they go to the funeral, and they meet up afterwards, I guess. And there's all these other guys from his platoon there. But when when the guys recover him in the field, they make it sound like he's the only one that they found alive. So I'm thinking, like, how is it that these guys are even here whenever supposedly he was the only one that survived all that stuff in Vietnam, which it could also mean that, like you guys are kind of saying, this is purgatory and maybe their souls are also there with him. So
is it do you think let me ask this question, because do you think they're all living in purgatory and they're going to escape it their own way? Or is it he's the one that's in purgatory because this is all him and this is the outside influences, whether it be spiritual or his nerve endings firing off, are the ones that are manipulating people that have been in his life to do this? You know what I'm saying? Like like, is he living in this world and this is what he's got to go through and everything else is just a phantom? Or are they all in purgatory and they're trying to escape their own way?
Yeah, it's hard to say.
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
No, sorry. I like to think that they're kind of all in this kind of shared purgatory, and it's not like a single kind of thing. But I don't know. There's instances where it can kind of seem like that'll throw a wrench into it. But go ahead, Cody. I'm sorry.
So to me, it's hard to say because there's an argument for both cases, right? Like he's dying, he's seeing. If he's in purgatory, it makes sense why he's seeing like these demons and stuff everywhere. But at the same time, his life that he's experiencing after the war, the people in it are people that he knew from before. Even like his new girlfriend is someone that he knew from the post office, from working at the post office or whatever. Or he may not have worked at the post office before, but maybe he met her at the post office prior to going to war or whatever. Because there's that scene where he wakes up and he thinks that he's back at home with Sarah, and he says like, "Oh, I had a nightmare. I had living
a nightmare. I was fucking a sexy Latina. It was a nightmare."
But yeah, he's like, I was living with Jez from the post office, and it's like, I don't know. It's hard for me to say one way or the other. I think that part of it, that may be the one thing in this movie that's like is kind of left open. Like, was it purgatory, or is it just his dying visions basically before he's gone? Because the only thing we know for sure is that he's dead.
Yeah.
And it also. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. You go ahead, Owen. You might.
Nah, it just has some funny. I don't want you to lose your thought, Lance. Go ahead.
Oh no! All I was gonna say was, and at the end when he gets to his old house, see, that's why I think. I don't know. I think that. Jesus Christ! I'm trying to because I would like to think. I don't know. I'm not going to say, well, I like to think. Because really, in my mind, the way I was thinking about it was, okay, he's in this purgatory. No one else in this thing is real.
Yeah.
It's like everybody looks at him in a knowing way. Like when the guy is his car is about to blow up, he looks at him and just smiles, and then it just blows up. Like he knew it was about to happen. Like all of this was a self-discovery of him realizing, oh, you're actually dying or you're dead. None of this is real, because he was so far in this denial of it, and they were trying to pull him out. Because you saw his wife and his 2 older children come visit him in the hospital. Mm-hmm. And he heard that voice. I can't remember what the voice said.
It said,
he started
think
crying,
again. I think is what it said.
Oh, is that what? Oh, okay. So, and then she hugs him because he's like, I'm alive. I'm not dead. She goes, of course you are. And then when he goes back to his old house, the only one that's there is Gabe, his son that's passed away. And his son guides him into the stairlight, which we assume is heaven. Yeah. So I think it's his own personal purgatory, and that everybody in there is either serving a purpose, whether it be to torture him, or from that point of view, like I think the opening of this episode should be his chiropractor telling him that thing. It's like, if you look at it from one way, it's demons burning your memories, your life away. But if you're ready to let go, it's angels releasing you of your pain. I think that, it's a really great quote. And I think it should be the opening of our episode. Yeah. But I really think, because this movie, like, it got me. I got a little depressed watching it. Like, fuck, I don't want to die right now, obviously. But you don't know when it's going to stop. It's like you have all these outside forces. Like, I think when the chemist, if you will, the hippie guy, when he sees him at the end, that's his final realization that I'm dead. Like, he realizes it in his head, even though he goes home and all that stuff. And the door greeter looks at him a certain way. As soon as he turns his back to him and lets him in, he looks at him like he's not smiling anymore. Like, okay, he's ready for his acceptance. So I think this is his own personal purgatory, and this is whatever force is affecting him in the purgatory, whether it's evil or good, however which way you want to look at it, or whether it is evil and good. I think that's what he's going through. Yeah. Because it's like he has this perfect illusion. It's almost like Total Recall. Or, like you have all these little hints of things. Like when he's looking through all of his military records, for some reason there's this symbol of a crop circle that has nothing to do with it. And, he opens the refrigerator. You see that skinned demon head or whatever it was in a bag next to the beer, and he looks at it weird. Mm-hmm. And, all these other things, but everything else looks normal, and everybody else is acting normal. But it's like, everything's like playing out. Because in reality, like, he got stabbed, he got found the next day, and he was dead by a couple minutes later. So you're looking at maybe a max of maybe 12 hours. All this was happening in real time. If I'm expanding the time out. But, yeah. This movie's really fucking deep obviously it is, because we're 20 minutes in this discussion, and we're already debating if there's a God or not in the afterlife. But yeah, let's go ahead, Owen. Sorry. Yeah. Let's get to the funny shit, because I don't want to get too deep and depressed.
Yeah, I was gonna say just kind of about the ending being a little clear cut for us, at least. I was actually watching some like Siskel and Ebert reviews just to pass the time at work, and I saw this one. They reviewed this movie, and I remember they got into like an argument because Siskel was like, I wish the end of the movie was a little more clear, and Ebert was like, "Well, you're an idiot," and throughout it, I was thinking, just while we were discussing this, it's like, it's funny. I feel like it's funny that they weren't able to see that, like, the end of the movie is pretty clear. Like, it's like, okay, yeah, he died, and he was like in purgatory.
Yeah, it's like we already said. It's the one thing at the end that is absolutely certain is that he's dead. It's just everything in between, explaining why everything happened in between is the question. And again, I think that it should have been left even more open.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think that they should have confirmed that he is actually dead. I think it would have been better if they would have found a way to just leave you questioning all of it. Like, did he die? Is he crazy?
In a way, I agree. Because I feel like with this kind of ending, it makes it feel like too classic Hollywood. Like, I know there was a movie that came out like in the 50s that has like kind of a similar plot to this.
Birds.
Yeah, I think you're right. I don't know.
No, it's not the birds.
The birds. Is that shitty movie where they're like fighting the fucking terrible CGI birds or whatever?
It's the Alfred Hitchcock
No,
movie.
that's the Alfred Hitchcock movie, dude. Come on, bro.
Oh, my bad.
where the birds go crazy and attack people.
Okay. Yeah, that's but okay, yeah, that's an Alfred Hitchcock movie. I forgot, my bad. Anyways, yeah, I feel like this was the ending's a little too I don't know. Like I said, it feels a little too like what a twist. Like Twilight Zone-y, I guess, is a good good term.
I'm glad you just said that. What's the twist part when you find out at the end that he's actually dead, and this is what he's going through. It's kind of like at the end of The Sixth Sense when you find out he's dead.
Yeah, exactly. It feels a little bit like that.
He thinks he's just living in life, but he hasn't let go into the afterlife.
Yeah, and I feel like I like the way that works in The Sixth Sense, but I feel like it's a little sensationalized. You know, it's a little bit like, you know, you're expecting the audience to turn to each other and go, dude, what the fuck, you know?
Which, granted, in The Sixth Sense, that may have actually been how it was. It's just, I think as we were all growing up, the ending of The Sixth Sense was like one of those well-known like things that was always referenced. It's just like, you know, Luke, I am your father, right? Like,
yeah. Hey, you know what's funny? I watched The Sixth Sense while I was working at Dollar General because I had a spare. I just had a VHS lying around. I had no idea anything about the movie except it was directed by M. Night. So I did not know the twist. I knew there would be a twist, but I didn't know what it was. And so it did catch me off guard, and I was like, wait a minute, what the fuck?
Oh yeah, it's an M. Night Shyamalan movie. There's always a twist.
Yeah. That's why I knew there was going to be a twist. So
Who are they? Those aren't your grandparents. Oh fuck.
Oh my god! I don't even remember how it. I just remember him being like, "Oh, he's dead." Bruce Willis is actually fucking dead as shit.
Yeah, I don't remember how that movie ends either. I just remember there was some of the ghosts and shit in there kind of creep me out. It's like, oh shit. Like,
Yeah, they go, "I'm fucking dead.
I'm dying here.
Oh, yeah. It's just some guy who had a bad flu.
Yeah, the bad case of the shits and dehydrated.
Let me ask you guys this. So you want more of a John Carpenter ending, right? Where at the end, like into Halloween, Michael's body's gone. You hear him
Like
breathing all
the end of the thing where it's like
the
They
thing
look at each other.
you don't know which one it is.
yeah.
Hey,
You know,
speaking of,
you'd rather have something that kind of open ended, right?
yeah,
I
I think so.
Yeah, because I don't mind the ending. Don't get me wrong. Like, I think the ending is good. I just think that it would have been even better if we weren't given that confirmation that he was actually dead. But then again, when I think about it, I don't know how exactly they would have really ended it in a satisfying way either.
Oh, they would have done something if they left it open. There would have been a Jacob's Ladder too. If this movie was more successful,
There was a remake, so.
Which apparently
the remake
everyone
completely
hated.
missed the whole point.
Yeah, I agree with Cody. I think it's good as it is, but I think if they had somehow find a way to make it a little bit more mysterious, it would have been even cooler. Even, I mean, there's things about this movie I like while watching it. You know, before I had found out the twist. You know, it's really cool how this movie plays with like, you know, are these guys schizophrenic? You know, paranoid schizophrenics. You know, like. Is it really just this drug that's making them see this thing, you know? And I really like how it plays with the main character, you know.
Hey guys, give me 2 seconds. I'll be right back.
Okay. One.
Okay, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi.
He's not back. What the fuck?
It took him 2 seconds to take off the headset.
Maybe he meant to count from 2 seconds when he took the headset off. So let's all right.
Okay, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. He's still wrong.
Yeah, what the fuck? The hell, Cody? Hey, Lance, have you seen Escape from New
Who
York?
else you talking to? Sorry.
I'm not. I want to make sure the audience knows I'm not talking to them.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
You're like, hey Lance, like, who else you talking to, bro? Come on, we're not breaking the fourth wall here.
Yeah.
Is Escape from New York the first one? Because I never watched the sequel to which one. We watched it for the podcast, didn't we?
No, we never did. I think I might have brought it up.
We watched Chinatown.
Yeah, we watched Chinatown, which is another Kurt Russell movie, directed by John Carpenter.
I've never actually seen Escape from New York. Escape from L.A. the first one or the second one?
Escape from LA is the second one, and everybody hates Escape from LA except for John Carpenter and Kurt Russell, who think it's better than Escape from New York.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think sometimes people will favor their creation that's less than.
Yeah.
I think some people do that with their kids, like they prop the kids up that aren't as gifted.
Yeah.
And later on in life, the kid that wasn't as propped up, who was more successful, felt that he was more neglected and used that as like his motivation, whereas really they're just favoring one because they felt like he needed more attention type of deal. It's more like self-sustaining.
Yeah, that might be the case because, John Carpenter did know that everybody hated Escape from LA. So anytime he talks about the two, he's like, Escape from LA is better.
Dude, he fucking says that fucking Halloween 2 is an abomination. That movie's better than the first fucking
I think
one.
he just says shit to piss people off, honestly. He just wants to make music, I guess.
Yeah, he's like, oh, this is helping out my career because people are still coming out and see me and shit like that.
Yeah.
It's just funny. Like, it's so weird that he, created so many things that were, like, really good ideas.
Yeah.
But he's got a musical career and he's not making the type of money. It's like George Lucas. George Lucas really had one great idea.
Yeah.
And then
he
had
fucking
really good actors casted for
made
it.
$1 trillion fucking dollars off that one good idea and just coasted on that.
Yeah. It's fucking hilarious, dude.
Yeah, John Carpenter is he's kind of like the inverse George Lucas in a way. I know we bring up George a lot, but like John Carpenter's like he has like a lot of really good ideas that didn't really do all that great until later.
Yeah, and it's like I think John Carpenter, if I'm not mistaken, I think he went to school with Lucas and Spielberg, but he wasn't part of that group. Like, the guy who directed The Godfather, what's his name? Capella?
Yeah, Francis Ford Coppola.
Yeah.
He made some fucking stinkers too. Some of his movies suck ass.
Yes, he did. But him, Spielberg, and Lucas, and I think one other person were all like the Rat Pack of Hollywood directors because they went to school together and graduated around the same time.
Yeah.
I think Carpenter graduated around the same time he did. He just wasn't that part of that group of friends.
Yeah, it's so crazy,
he's kinda like,
that period. I think we've talked about this before, but it's like, it's so insane that like all these big names who've made like some of the greatest, movies of all time just all went to school together and kind of like, at least we're acquaintances in a way. It's like a crossover.
Yeah, it's really... It's like you got the really nerdy kids, and then like Carpenter's probably like the goth kid.
Yeah.
That doesn't get along with the really nerdy kids. Like, I know everything about this stuff.
Yeah.
Like Carpenter feels like he has a grasp on what he wants to do. Now, whether he nails it or whether he don't is in the eye of the person who watches it. Don't want to listen to him because he'll sit there and say some of his worst movies are better than his best movies. Like, dude, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, exactly. Like, Carpenter, I feel like he rides that line really well between like dumb and like smart. Like, you know what I mean? Like, like even Escape from New York, which I brought up. Like, if you watch it, it's like the plot is goofier than like it's like as goofy as Arnold Schwarzenegger movies. Like, it's like that, like goofier than. Like the dumbest Arnold movies, like where it's like, because the whole plot is that he has to go to New York is made into like a prison, like the entire fucking island of Manhattan is a prison, and the president crashes his fucking plane in there, and they send Kurt Russell as the only guy in to save him. It's the goofiest fucking plot.
Isn't Escape from New York? Where's Kojima got some of his ideas?
Yeah, no.
Metal Gear?
I watched it a little while ago, and like, dude, it's almost wholesale. Like, so Metal Gear Solid 1's plot is almost wholesale, kind of like lifted from Escape from New York. Like even
the name, right? Because isn't his name Snake Plissken or something?
Yeah, his name's Snake Plissken, and even like the Fox Die shit in a way is kind of from Escape from New York. Because in Escape from New York, he gets like 2 pills injected into him that'll kill him if he doesn't like complete the mission in time. I don't know. Fox dies.
Die.
Yeah, Fox die. But what else? I don't know if you were sticking around. We were just talking about John Carpenter and stuff, and like how he really rides the line between like genius and stupid, kind of in the same way Kojima does, in a way, you know.
I don't know. I don't think Kojima. I don't think Kojima rides the line between genius and stupid. I think he is very intelligent and he's a very good director. But I think sometimes,
well, I think he has like just like John Carpenter. I think John Carpenter is like an intelligent dude. But I think in the same way Kojima's, like, a lot of his ideas can be kind of goofy and kind of like dumb, you know?
Yeah, well, so I'm going to say that Kojima's a little bit more, he's more forgivable for that because I think a lot of the weird goofiness that you see in his games comes from the fact that he's Japanese. So he is inspired by Japanese culture, yeah. So it's like some of like the silly over the top shit that happens in like, you know, the Metal Gear games or whatever. It's like, okay, that's very much like a Japanese inspired sort of thing. But
I guess he does get a free pass in that. But I don't know. I mean, I've seen some Japanese movies and stuff that are like really like thought out. Like, you know, nothing feels. I mean, of course, there's plenty of Japanese media. There's a lot of Japanese media where it's like really dumb. There's countless anime where it's like the main villain is like, I have to monologue for 5 fucking hours before you beat my ass, and nobody will move a muscle the entire time. And this character actually comes back to life after he's definitely dead.
This planet is always wanted to be
I feel like you're attacking
mine.
Dragon Ball Z.
No, I'm talking. I'm specifically talking about Gundam.
I'm
talking about Gundam in my head, but it's so funny that it can apply to both things.
Yeah.
Cody, I feel like you're Cody. I think Owen. I think you're attacking Dragon Ball Z, and I'm ready to end our friendship, Owen.
Yeah. Oh no. I'm literally in my head. I'm thinking of Gundam, which I love Gundam, but I'm thinking of Gundam. And it's funny, like I said, that it can apply to both things.
You gotta imagine.
The only Gundam I watched was Gundam Wing.
Yeah, that's the one that came. That's like big in the West. That's the one that came. Oh, I like.
It's like Dragon Ball Z though, especially because I remember like the episodes during the Frieza saga where like Goku's building up the Spirit Bomb, and I may be misremembering, but I feel like it takes like 5 episodes for him to finally like throw the fucking thing. It's like.
It does. You know why that is, Cody?
Well, it's because they were waiting on the manga, right? So like they had to kind of just fill shit in
even
to kill time.
So when Gundam doesn't have a manga, I mean it does have manga, but it's not based. You know, the show isn't based on a manga. But in Zeta Gundam, I swear to God, they fight the same fucking characters fight, and there's no like tangible outcome. They fight like 10 fucking times. You know, like every episode, and there's like 50 episodes. So there's like a whole chunk of fucking like episodes, and I love Zeta Gundam, but there's a whole chunk of episodes where they just fight over and over and over again, and nothing fucking happens. And it's like, okay, like it can kind of get on your nerves, especially if you're like binge watching it and shit. But anyways, yeah, but I totally.
That's fun. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, you finish.
Yeah, I was just saying, I totally agree. Like, you know, with Japanese culture, there's definitely that kind of goofiness, but I feel like I've seen a lot of Japanese movies and stuff where it's like there isn't anything like that. Like, it'll get to the fucking point. It'll be like, you know, it's like, hey, no bullshit. You know, I don't have I'm thinking this shit through pretty much. Like The Audition. I don't know if you've ever. That's probably The Audition is like a horror movie, and it's a pretty good horror movie. But that's one example I would choose.
I was just gonna say, because you get into manga, like there's I guess a huge portion of fans of Dragon Ball, and I guess any like anime, that if it's not in the manga that's in anime, they don't consider it canon.
Yeah.
And I didn't know what the fuck that meant, because I used to get Dragon Ball Z magazines as a kid growing up. I didn't know what manga meant. I didn't know what the fuck that was.
Yeah.
And I try to watch Dragon Ball Z Kai, which is all the filler, most of the filler completely cut out, and it's more accurate to whatever it is, and they have it. They still kept in the Japanese music. And let me just tell you this. That shit fucking sucks a dick. because I like the Americanized music they put in Dragon Ball Z and in the Dragon Ball Z movies. I'll watch reactions. Like, someone will react to, like, Broly transforming into the legendary Super Saiyan in the original movie. And they play this really kick-ass song from Pantera. I think it's called 10.
Yeah.
Or 10s or something like that. It's a fucking kick-ass transformation. I'll send it to you guys. At least Owen
Yeah,
it's really cool.
I've seen it. It is really cool.
Oh, okay. And then some guy will be like, some dude's an anime fan. He's like watching. He goes, "Man, this is so cool, but I wish I had the original Japanese soundtrack. That shit's awesome." I'm like, dude, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, no, I agree. There's definitely like a cool aspect to that.
It's like it's like that. There's a video going around that was like viral, and it's John Lennon singing with some African American dude. I can't remember the dude's name, but you have his wife.
Yoko Ono is like in the background.
The Chuck Berry with fucking Yoko Ono screaming.
Yes!
And he opens his eyes when she does it, and he's like, "What's this bitch doing?" He was like, he looks like he's like, "What the fuck was that?"
And they do it again, and then some hero in the middle of this cuts her fucking mic feed, and you see her in the background going, "Wow, wow, wow, wow." That's what it is to me, cutting out the anime music and putting in the Americanized music. Like, cut that shit out. The only musical piece that's like original to Dragon Ball that I think is epic and is awesome is in the Dragon Ball. I don't know if it's Z or Super, the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie that just came out. And they kept in the music, and it's the scene where Bardock is, they're replaying the moment where he tries to destroy, Frieza, and then he gets destroyed in Frieza's death ball. And that music and that's giving me goosebumps even talking about it. It's a fucking awesome piece.
Yeah.
But everything else that's like, quote unquote, like the Japanese audio mixing and the music, it's like that shit. I don't hold any of that shit to like some high regard.
Yeah.
That's just, dude. That's just weebs in general.
Weeaboos.
They think that everything, literally anything that comes out of Japan, those are the same people that are like, it doesn't matter how good or bad a dub actually is. It's like they're always going to be worse than the original Japanese dub or whatever. It's like, shut the fuck up. I don't want to.
I always point to those people. I always point to the Cowboy Bebop dub, which I think is just as good, and the Golden Boy dub. So Golden Boy has a dub that is fucking 10 times more hilarious than the original Japanese audio. That's some good shit.
Owen?
It's strange, man. Like, I'm one of those few people that like the original dub of Dragon Ball Z. They call it the Ocean dub.
Yeah,
it's a Dragon Ball, Dragon.
I saw somebody like bitching about that. They're like, Goku goes on too many like tangents or whatever.
It does, and that's also just them. They were trying to make Dragon Ball Z for kids at that point.
Yeah. So he's like a wrestler. He's like a wrestler who's cutting a promo before he fights.
Yeah, kind of, yeah. But in truth, that's every really character. Like how they all do in Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, that's every character in Dragon Ball.
Yeah, but like the Ocean dub. Here's the crazy thing with the Ocean dub. I remember watching because obviously, what's that fucking thing? On Cartoon Network, Toonami.
Yeah, Toonami.
Toonami would play multiple hours of Dragon Ball Z. And I would be watching it. I remember there's an episode, the episode that Goku arrives on Namek. And Vegeta and Gohan and Krillin have got their shit fucked up and they're bleeding from the face. And they has the Ocean dub. The very next episode, they have completely different voices. And that was when the Funimation people were starting to do their own voice work instead of contracting out to Ocean because it was cheaper. Completely different. And now Ocean dub, they missed I want to say 30 episodes, maybe less. But then they picked it back up, and they were in every country that wasn't America with English speaking. So in Australia, in Germany, when you got the American the American voices of it, It was still the Ocean dub. So going in, and I watched some of the Boo Saga, some clips from it, and seeing the original Vegeta voice, which is completely different than the Vegeta voice everybody knows. Him doing that because he's evil, and it's he's not evil, but I associate him with evil Vegeta because he hadn't turned face yet, and it's really fucking cool. And then for Dragon Ball Super, Vegeta had a copy made of him with some fucking, I don't know what the fuck it is. It's a purple Vegeta. And for that episode, they brought in the Ocean dub Vegeta actor, the original Vegeta actor, to dub the copy Vegeta. So you had the Vegeta we all know now that's been around since like the middle of the Namek saga versus the original Vegeta voice. And it's really cool. Like it's a cool little thing they did. But anyway, let's get back to Jacob's Ladder.
Okay, I just had one more thing about this discussion.
I already cut it off.
It's about Metal Gear Solid 2 again, about the dub.
I don't think you understand. I just said it's over.
This is
Metal
important.
Gear?
This is important as hell.
Go ahead.
Okay,
Okay.
Cody, you know Mr. X and MGS2, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you know how during the entire time Mr. X is fucking talking, you know it's that Russian bitch.
Yeah, it's
100
old,
fucking
yeah.
Yeah, you can tell. So
it's like even though the voice is distorted, it's still got like a thick like Russian accent.
So let me drop this bomb for you about the difference between the version we got and the Japanese version. So in the Japanese version, Mr. X uses lines from the original fucking game. He uses like recorded, like he plays back lines from the first Metal Gear game for like, you know, he goes like, there are Claymore mines in that area, invisible to the naked eye. He's using like, she's using direct like audio from the first fucking game, like in Japanese. We don't get that. We get fucking Olga's. Oh, and another thing, Olga in MGS2 has the same voice actor as Meryl from MGS1, so they sound the same.
Meryl.
Yeah, Merle. Oh, Merle. So
Peter.
Merle.
Uncle Ben. Peter.
Dying. I used to be able to do
Cody.
I used to be able to do an MGS4 Snake voice, but I lost it a long time ago.
Oh yeah, that one's
When
rough.
you hit puberty.
Yeah.
That one's rough because he's like
Meryl, Otacon, my dick is so hard right now. I took a blue chew a while ago.
Speaking of Blue Chew, today's episode is sponsored by Blue Chew.
But yeah, I guess in MGS2 that kind of makes more sense because it's like it kind of plays more into like the simulation aspect of everything with the AI and all that.
And Solidus's voice actor in MGS2 in the Japanese version is the same voice actor as Snake, so it's supposed to make it more confusing as to who is.
It's okay. They redeemed themselves with Metal Gear Solid 3, which is the best game in the series.
Oh fuck yeah, dude!
says.
I love MGS3, dude. I bought.
Can I ask you guys? Go ahead.
I bought.
Keep going. I'll lose your thought.
I bought MGS3 on the PS2 just to play the Snake versus Monkey game.
Oh. MGS3 is like the first time too that they finally got away from like being inspired by the original Metal Gear and Metal Gear 2 story, because you know like Metal Gear Solid is just like a straight up reimagining of those first two games, and then Metal Gear Solid 2 is like, oh well, we're kind of reimagining the first Metal Gear Solid again. So you get like the same like Gray Fox references with being your biggest fan and all that kind of stuff. And finally MGS3 got away from it. And I know there are people out there that don't like it because of like the survival aspect of it and all that.
I love that
but,
shit,
like,
dude. I love
I do
feasting
too.
on the tree frog.
I do too. And also like that it's like it does feel like a straight up like 60s like espionage type like story.
Yeah, it's like James Bond. Yeah. It's like James Bond mixed with like fucking Vietnam. Like it's cool as shit. I love
yeah, I mean, and you've got like those kind of like stereotypes or whatever, or those tropes from those old James Bond movies. Like you got the femme fatale and all that kind of stuff. So like MGS3 is like literally my number 2 favorite game of all time.
Yeah, dude, it's like one of my fucking favorite. I love how in MGS3 like you can do whatever the fuck you want in that game. Like you can fucking like feed the enemy fucking poison fucking creatures. You can
you can just throw a poison frog at the enemy and like
they'll eat it. Yeah, you can throw a venomous snake at them and they'll fucking get bit. You can light people on fire. Like you can do whatever the fuck you want. And like I love just watching people who are really good at MGS3 like play MGS3 because like they're fucking like playing like madmen. When like the first time you play MGS3, you're playing it pretty conventionally, like you're like, you know, actually like crawling around, doing your camo and shit. But people who are good at MGS3, like they're just fucking like CQ suing every fucking guard, throwing fucking frogs at everybody. Like, you know, it's fucking hilarious. I love it. That's why MGS3 is my favorite fucking game ever.
Yeah. It's a very close second
quick
to Silent Hill
question, you
2. But go ahead, Lance.
You guys ever tried Blue Chew?
No. I want to though.
I tried it one time, and I was already ready in the mood, and I came in the bedroom, and Savannah goes, "Yeah, I'm not in the mood." And I look down, I go, "Yeah, me neither." I look down, I go, "Yeah, me neither."
Yeah.
My dick was so hard I could type with it.
What I want to.
No, I'm just kidding. I stole that bit completely from Ron White. I just wanted because he said he got married and he's like on his honeymoon. Like Jeff Foxworthy was like, "Here, man, take this." It was a Viagra. He goes, "Man, I really wanted to take that. I don't have that problem." He goes, "No, man, trust me, you'll love it. You'll thank me later." And he goes in there, he takes it and goes in there. He goes, turns out our honeymoon, which is on a cruise, turns out to be the week of the month for her. And he goes in there and he takes the Viagra and goes into the bedroom and she's like, "I'm not in the mood." And he's like, "Yeah, me neither." And he goes, "My dick was so hard I could hunt with it." He's like beating him. He's over here like beating down that elk. He's like, "Oh shit, I just broke the antler. I was gonna have this thing mounted. I'm gonna mount this thing. Come here." He's like, "Give me something else to fuck. Hand me that parrot."
This reminds me of a joke that Lauren said wasn't as funny that as I thought it was. But so at work, the guys I work with were talking about like unrealistic shit in movies. They were like, "Oh yeah, when he does like this and shit, they survive because it's like a movie." And I was like, I really wanted to say like, the most unrealistic thing in movies is always sex scenes because like the girl's always like moaning and enjoying it and shit. Like she's never just like on her. She's never just like on her phone looking at Facebook or whatever. It's the most unrealistic things in movies. Like it's not real.
Oh God! What did Lauren not find funny about that?
I don't know. I thought it was pretty good.
I showed Savannah this clip, and I've been saying this for a while. And before, I think right before we started dating, I was like, "Just let you know, I'm a screamer." And she goes, "What is that?" I go, "I scream during the sex." I'm like, "Ah, ah, oh yeah, ah!" And it's like, and my wife, I got this for Ron White. He started screaming, and his wife's like, she looks at him like, "Sorry, baby, I'm a screamer. Daddy likes to make a little racket in the sack." So I'll go in down in the bedroom, like the living room. I'll just randomly go, "Daddy likes to make a little racket in the sack." And Riley goes, "What's that mean?"
Oh no. Oh man, we got off the rails, I guess.
Oh, 100%.
All right. How are we gonna get back?
Let's get back into this depressing subject.
Yeah, how are we gonna get back into this now?
Well, so Blue Chew, when you die, you can get rigor mortis in your penis, and it's stiff as hard. So we're right back into it. Come on.
Yeah, he could have got a hard dick when he was dying. And they're like,
well, hey, I know how you guys are saying, "Hey, I really wish this movie was more open ended." I'm over here thinking like, I wish when they panned away from his dead body, he had a boner.
yeah, he just had a huge fucking rockin' hard cock.
It's this fucking thing. They're bouncing things on it. There's horseshoes around it or some shit. Like, this guy's
They're
impressive.
like, "What's his name? He's got a huge dick."
He's like, "What's his name?"
We're gonna call him
What's
Mr. Ed.
They're like, "What's his name?" And he's like, "Singer, Jacob." And they walk out, and the guy at the typewriter takes the paper out and walks over there. He's like, "Well, I guess I'll take care of this myself."
Yeah,
Oh god.
one of the things I already made the joke earlier, but one of the things I was thinking about when I first watched this was like, I thought he was supposed to be in hell because it shows like the hell thing, and I was like, dude, how's this hell? He's just like fucking this hot Latina chick like all the time and shit. This isn't hell. This is bullshit.
I wonder if this Jacob's Ladder, if it's actually, what if he's just in hell and he's not ascending to heaven, he's just ascending to acceptance.
Yeah. Well, he has to be going to.
That's the thing.
He has to be going to heaven because his kid takes him to heaven.
Okay, that's true too, yo.
So
What you don't know is his kid used to put cats in pillowcases and smash them against brick walls.
Yeah, he
so
was
he's
a
also
little-
in hell.
he was a little piece of shit, Jeffrey Dahmer. It was Macaulay Culkin. So
Yeah.
It's really strange. I didn't realize. I mean, I was surprised as hell because I wasn't looking at the cast. when Macaulay Culkin was his kid. I'm like, holy shit, this dude was in everything. I'm just thinking about the John Hughes movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is
He's in this.
and this
shit,
is the
too.
same
It's like,
year
holy
as Home
fuck,
Alone.
He's in Stand By Me.
This is the same year.
That's Stand By Me. What's the? Go ahead, Cody.
I was gonna say this is the same year as Home Alone as well. So this is a big year for him.
So you're telling me this is an alternate telling of like the burglars actually get him, and that's why he ends up dying in this movie. This is the alternate reality of Home Alone. Like the guys actually get him.
Yeah, they actually kill his ass and shoot him in the head. What Cody did.
Like what you don't see in that big fucking truck that runs over him. You see like Joe Pesci and that tall guy like high five. Like, yeah, we got the little bastard.
Yeah, it was the fucking sticky bandits in the truck.
Well, see, they were the sticky bandits in Home Alone 2. They were the water bandits in the first one.
Yeah,
He goes because they stick all. Well, he was sticking handkerchiefs in the drains and turning the water on. Joe Pesci had nothing to do with that shit.
Do you guys like how this is a stealth Christmas movie? I didn't even realize it until I was watching it that it takes place around Christmas time.
Does it?
Yeah,
I didn't realize that either.
yeah. There's the Santa Claus, and in one of the scenes
Oh.
they say,
Yeah.
it was a month ago, like just before Thanksgiving. So
I didn't even. I never even thought about the fact that the Santa Claus was out there.
so yeah, there we go. This is my Christmas movie. I'm 2 steps ahead.
Yeah, I wonder, like when he goes up to the check-in part of the hospital, he asks to see his doctor, and she goes, "There's no doctor here by that name, and there's no record of you being a patient here." And then obviously he sees the back of her head when she bends down, and then her voice changes as she yells at him.
She
She's
goes,
like, "Come back here!"
Hey, get back here!
Yeah, she turns into a man.
Get back.
But when he runs into that office where his doctor was, and the guy actually tells him, "Yeah, the doctor died like a month ago," she could have told him that.
But she didn't.
You know,
she was
it's
acting
like I wonder if.
she was acting like she
Go ahead,
didn't
Cody.
even know who he was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. So I'm wondering if, like, again, if it's this part, like, if this is part of his brain, like, as he's discovering more, like, okay, he's discovered that she's not what she seems to be. So the next phase that he gets to has to reveal a little bit more just to keep the illusion up. Or maybe it's his mind protecting him from something. I don't know. That's the whole thing. It's like, man, I don't know. That's probably a dumb idea to bring up. I was just kind of thinking, like, okay, wait, well, he's on to us. Let's let him know a little bit more. Like, he's not completely crazy. That person did exist, and we'll keep this illusion up a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? Does that sound like I'm just putting shit together?
Nah, yeah, I get it. Yeah, I mean, obviously, you know, that lady was meant to torture him or some shit. You know, she's a demon, so that's, you know, I could see them, you know, fucking with him in that way.
I wonder if the people that have helped him in this movie, like, obviously that doctor that revealed to him, yeah, your doctor's gone. The doctor before, you don't see it, so obviously maybe that person wasn't real if this is purgatory.
Yeah.
But like that, his chiropractor, what's his guy's name? Louis?
Yeah, it's Lou.
Did anyone ever
Oh,
tell
Lou,
you you
okay.
look like an angel?
Did
Like an
anyone-
overgrown
He's
cherub?
like, yeah, you did every time.
You got such fat
But
cheeks.
and maybe like the cab driver, like anybody that's holding a crucifix is an angel, whereas everybody else that's fucking with him obviously are demons.
Yeah,
And he's stuck in this purgatory.
yeah, there's a lot of and I could see that definitely being the case because like even the cab driver, you know, he has that that rosary in his cab and stuff, and it's kind of like, I don't know, the scene is kind of like, you know, going through the river Styx a little bit, you know, when he's in that cab, but there's a lot of like religious
In what
imagery.
way?
I don't know,
Way
just-
is
the way he's like, you know, giving him money and shit, then he's like, take me home. And I
oh
don't
yeah,
know.
paying the
Yeah.
ferryman.
Yeah,
sort
that's-
of thing.
Yeah, that's
I guess it kind of makes sense
And
because
it's
he
but
delivers
also
them to the apartment or condo or whatever. And
Yeah,
that's
where
like,
he
where
can
you get
go
like
to-
the ascension.
yeah, where he can go to heaven.
Yeah, but you know they focus, like, you know, when he's in a cab driver, that guy has a crucifix, and they focus on that like 2 or 3 shots, like as he's going home, and then his buddy, who was revealing to him like, "Hey, I'm experiencing this too," It's not just you. Before he blows up in the car, obviously he shows that he has a Bible and he has a crucifix, but it's not helping him, you know. But when the car blows up, it focuses on the crucifix again. And there's no mention of like God or Jesus Christ in this movie, but it does have these little like these shots that showing you like, okay. So I'm thinking like if you go back and rewatch the movie, that anyone that has the crucifix with them are genuine people that are helping him, whereas everyone else is either trying to keep him in the same space while they're slowly torturing him, like the demons, or they're just fucking with him because they're demons. You know what I'm saying? Like Jez, she doesn't want anything to change, but she's obviously a demon.
Yeah.
Because her eyes are like all fully black, whereas this guy is revealing to him like, I'm experiencing this stuff too. I need some help. So it's like the first stage of realizing, okay, I need help too, because he was keeping it all together, but he has a crucifix. So that could be a sign that he's a good person. Then at the end, with the cab driver taking him, the cab driver has a crucifix dangling right there, and they show that shot 2 or 3 times. He's obviously someone who's genuine, who's helping him get to the next phase. Obviously, I don't know about the guy. That guy just could be like a guardian to the gates of heaven.
Yeah.
As he's going to accept it. You know, that's what I'm saying. So I'm thinking like there's good and evil in this movie the more we're talking about it, when we're not talking about Blue Chew and anime. But I do think that like there is a difference in that. Because my opinions changed at the beginning of this discussion when I watched this movie. I thought, okay, all this is just all in his head and he's accepting it, because I was reading the Wikipedia thing and that's how they kind of described it. I'm like, okay, I can see how that works. But now I'm thinking, okay, there are a few people that are trying to help him, and when they are helping them, there's a shot of a crucifix, or they're just really genuine to him. So obviously these are angels. Like Louis doesn't have a crucifix, but he stands in front of the light, and the light shows over him like he is an angel.
Yeah.
And he's the only one that's like genuinely helping Chris. Is that his name, Chris?
Jacob.
Oh, Jacob, duh. What the fuck? I don't know why I got Chris.
Chris.
Dude, I'll tell you a funny thing when we get to the end of this like discussion about the ending of this movie. But and then obviously the chemist that comes out, obviously he's not like doesn't show a crucifix, but that's more of like these are people, either maybe they're neutral and they're just revealing things to him where he can get acceptance that he's dead. But the demons are also, I think, just trying to keep him, like give him subtle hints that something's not right by torturing him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, like he'll see shit, and like I said, the crop circle with all of his military stuff. There's no reason for that. Like, it has no purpose.
Well, it's not really a crop circle,
but it's a
right?
subtle hint.
Yeah, it was a giant.
It was a crop circle.
Peace sign.
I thought it was a crop circle for some reason.
It's a giant. I mean, it's in like a field or whatever, but it's a giant peace sign.
Peace, man.
That they
okay.
That they would have made like over there, I guess, in Vietnam.
Oh, okay. For some reason, I thought it was like a weird crop circle. I'm like, that's weird. Of course, that's just me. I didn't read the caption underneath the picture. But you know, like you have like the subtle hints. I think the demons are there to keep him so they can continue to torture him until he completely loses his mind, and then he ends up in that hospital where everybody else is tortured. By the way, I know Savannah's not going to listen to this episode, but there's a shot of a woman breastfeeding a baby. She has a nice rack. And then, but everybody else like in that room is like fucking with him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like we obviously, and of course, you see the people with the skin over their eyes, and I mean, it's a cool little visual for like 1990 special effects.
Yeah,
but I do think the genuine people are helping him, or the angels trying to guide him to the part where he can get to heaven, because they do. If it's just all in his head, they really focus like 7 or 8 shots of this movie on solely the crucifix.
Mm-hmm.
For if it's just ill in his head, if it's not supposed to be some spiritual thing. It's a weird thing to focus on, like the spiritual thing. Like if it was just something in his head, I could see them having a throwaway conversation about a crucifix and how it does nothing and it's no good to them. But they really focus on that, like at least 8 shots in this movie.
Yeah, and if you notice, like a lot of times in the background, especially in the apartment and stuff, they have a lot of religious iconography in the back. You know, there's like old paintings in the background that are related to like biblical stories, and there's like crucifixes. And he's got some little knickknacks.
And his 3 kids are named after biblical figures too.
Yeah, that's another thing. Yeah, that's a good point too. In the beginning, you know, Jez doesn't know. I don't know. She can't remember his son's cool biblical figure names. So that might be a point for her being a daemon.
Even Jacob.
Yeah.
Even Jacob
Okay.
is a biblical name, and Jezebel is.
His wife Sarah is that's a biblical name. She was I think the wife of Abraham.
and
Abraham.
Jezebel, of
So-
course.
Yeah, little Jezebel. Little Jezebel.
Hey there, little Jezebel. Why don't you come walk my way?
So other than that,
So let me ask you guys this. We're going to rewind to the back at the beginning of the movie. Jacob's taking a shit.
yeah,
And the other guys are like smoking weed and talking shit, and then the battle starts to happen. But two guys are freaking the fuck out because of the bad weed, and Big Rhymes, I can't remember his character's name. He starts bleeding out of his nose because he's having seizures and shit. Do you think that all of that is happening? Like, what do you think?
no,
Maybe like Jacob is killing him in that moment,
I think that
and he doesn't realize it.
No, I think that everything you see in the Vietnam section at the very beginning is happening. I think all of that stuff is real. It's just a matter of your interpretation as the explanation of what happened. Like whether it was actually like chemical testing that the government did, or if they were really attacked by the Viet Cong or what. That killed him. I think the chemical thing seems likely, especially if you do like I said, I believe all that stuff is happening. You see the guy like have a random seizure, and the one guy's like just kind of sitting there like zoned out, and
The other guy's spinning in circles.
Yeah,
He's
so-
like, ah.
yeah. So I think that the chemical warfare thing makes sense, and it's just like they were saying, like the chemist tells him later on that they tested it on monkeys, and they all like ended up killing each other, and when they tested it on that unit or whatever, it backfired. Instead of them going out and killing a bunch of Vietnamese soldiers, they ended up just slaughtering each other. And then like some of them had negative reactions, like the one guy that has like the seizure, so yeah, I think all that. I think everything that's literally happening is the stuff in the beginning in Vietnam, and then the scene at the end where he's dead in the medical tent. Everything else is
And
left
that's
up
it.
to interpretation.
the flashbacks too, where he's with his little son. Like the ones where they look like they're recorded as well.
Mhm.
I think
Yeah.
a good.
I think that stuff is actual memories. The other thing is, like they say in the Wikipedia article, that he wakes up in a different reality, that his son didn't die and he didn't go to Vietnam or something like that. So that's what his life would have been in that moment. I guess it's just like a flicker of hope when he wakes up and then realizes that was just a dream, even though this whole thing's kind of a dream.
It was
I
only
think that
just
whole
a
good little feel good
dream.
moment.
Open my eyes.
That feel good moment he had, like with his son and his wife and his other sons. It's like, okay, this is what it would have been like, for him. So
I think one of the
it's kind of fucked up, man. It's depressing.
one of the things I think that's left a little bit open was were they actually in Vietnam, or were they still just in Cambodia or whatever the fuck?
Or didn't Jason Alexander? I mean, that's George from Seinfeld. Is all I know him as.
Yeah.
Didn't he say that he got discharged because he only went to Thailand? Maybe they were just in Thailand.
No, so like he tries to say that the government contacted him and said that he was dishonorably. Him and his entire platoon were dishonorably discharged because they went nuts at some war games thing in Thailand. But later on, that's disproven whenever he's going through his box of stuff, his like photos and stuff, because he has a certificate that says he was honorably discharged from the military.
Why would he pull that out? The word go.
He said,
Well, exactly. Well, that's something else too. Is like, why didn't he, for one, go back and get that when George tried to tell him that reasoning, or even if he didn't remember, he found it later on. It's like one of those things like, oh shit, like this proves it, but if it's a purgatory situation or whatever, it's just him like.
Yeah, I think at that point he had too much shit going on to really care.
Plus, at that
I think
point,
it's funny how Cody called him George.
Plus, at that
That's not
point,
his
George
name,
Costanza.
the rest of the guys in his platoon or whatever had already said that they didn't want anything to do with it. They had all backed out, so that's probably because the government demons came and threatened them too.
Yeah.
Hey, you ain't gonna be talking about this no more. I see here.
That's the most realistic thing about this movie is that the government is our demons, dude. I see them all the time.
There is a quote. Hold on. There's a quote on the Wikipedia article from either the director or the writer. Let me get it real quick because I thought it was a pretty good quote too. Jacob.
It was only just. A
shout out to Jacob. Shout out to Jacob Dukeshire and Alex Dukeshire and Christian Dukeshire of I'll Take 3 because we're talking about Jacob. So
he's in this movie. Actually.
Jacob Dukeshire's ladder.
All right, who? Cody. Okay, so this is the guy. This is the screenwriter, and he wrote this movie 10 years before it got made. Is what I read.
I thought wasn't
I
this
guess we
based on
should
a
go
book?
over
Am I wrong?
No, this was written from. This is from a screenplay. The guy wrote a screenplay and it was adapted into a movie.
Oh.
Hey, real quick, we never did completely go over this. The release date was November 2nd, 1990.
Yeah.
The budget was $25 million, and the box office was $26.1 million.
So just about broke even, just a little bit over, above even.
Yeah.
Well, no, because half the box office goes to the theater, so goes to the cinema, so it didn't even.
So it didn't make the money.
Yeah, it barely made half of what its budget was.
All right, so here's from the writer Bruce Joel Rubin. The horror of the movie would be in the revelation that hope is hell's final torment, that life is a dream that ends over and over with the final truth, that life was never real, that we are all creatures trapped in eternal suffering and damnation. So, and the film's title refers to the biblical story of Jacob's ladder in Genesis 28:12. So you have like that whole thing. Like I think now that we've talked about it a little bit more, like I kind of sided more with Owen that this is like purgatory and he's trying to get to heaven versus all this is just going in his head.
Yeah. Because
like I said, they just focus way too much on the crucifix and they don't even mention God or Jesus Christ in this movie like at all. They just mention hell, demons, and angels. So I think that's interesting. Like I mean, it's interesting. I think this movie's great. And to be honest with you, I disagree with the ending with you guys. I like the ending because this movie is a start point and it's an end point.
How
and
dare
it's extremely
you
rare to watch a movie.
disagree with
well,
us?
I mean, hey, let me tell you something. Next year, I know you're just joking, but next year we're gonna be watching a shit ton of movies with open endings. Because guys, I've already told Cody this. I think I told Owen this. I'm picking all the fucking Friday the 13th movies for my movies, like over the next year. So they're all like, he's dead, but is he? So we're gonna have a lot of open ended shit.
Not the first one again, right?
No, we've already done.
No,
the
we're
first
watching
one.
that one again.
No.
Now look, Owen, I will say this, Owen. If you go back and watch the movie Commando with Arnold Schwarzenegger and give me your mini review of the next recording we do in 2 weeks,
All right.
I won't repick the Friday the 13th Part 1 movie.
All right.
Because if you don't, hey, I swear to God, Owen, I fucking will pick
I'll watch it tonight.
Because, I mean, that's the movie. And like I said, Cody missed Heartbreak Ridge and Owen liked it. So if I pick a movie Cody hates, like Cody, I won't pick it if you watch Heartbreak Ridge and let me know what you think. But yeah, Owen, I'm like, that Commando movie is like a movie right up Owen's alley.
Yeah,
He kept he missed that episode.
I can already tell you I'm probably going to like Commando.
Oh, dude, you're fucking going to love it. Cody fucking hates anything military. Fucking hates anything with like just dumb action movies from the 80s. Yeah. He watched this movie and he fucking liked it because he knew this movie was tongue in cheek. Like they all knew, wink, wink at the camera. This is kick ass. And
I love.
And Cody goes, I like this.
I love 80s action movies so much.
Did you let him go? Yes.
told you, like I love his that movie. If you like the one-liners in Predator, that movie's like that ramped up to 10.
Yeah.
It's like he's holding this guy upside down, and like over a cliff. He goes, "Where's my daughter?" He gets the answer. He goes, "Hey, Sully, you remember when I told you I'd kill you last?" He goes, "Yeah, you did." He goes, "I lied," and he just drops him. And he comes back, and she goes, "What happened to Sully?" He goes, "I let him go." I mean, it's just some great fucking shit in that movie.
My favorite one-liner from Predator is
Yeah, that's the best one.
Well, hey, there's the one where he throws the knife at the dude, and the dude's like up against a piece of wood, and he's like, "Stick around."
Stick around. Stick around and suck my cock.
Arnold, dude. Dude, Arnold's great. Everything about Arnold.
I read about him fighting with Sylvester Stallone, and it seems like the pettiest shit I've ever read in my life. But
well, they were in like a big Hollywood rivalry,
They're
right?
good friends now.
yeah, I know they love each other now, but I know back in like the 80s and 70s, they were straight up just like being like I know at the Academy Awards, I guess they like were fucking like Arnold was laughing every time Rocky wasn't making. Was it Rocky or Rambo? I can't remember.
Probably Rocky.
Maybe,
Rocky was nominated for, or I think it actually won an Academy Award, didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
No, it may have been. It may have been like a later edition because Rocky came out in like 70.
Yeah, it was like
Arnold's
the
movies
75.
didn't get big until like.
Yeah, it was like back in 75, and every time Rocky wouldn't win like an award, Arnold would laugh at him. And then eventually it won like Best Action or some shit. And then Sylvester Stallone like threw like the fucking like the little vase at the middle of the table at him.
That's funny as shit. You know, it's funny. Like I remember, I think it was Stallone who was on a talk show, and he goes, like, they were talking about his rivalry with Arnold Schwarzenegger. He goes, "Yeah, I mean, you know, I would do Rambo, and he would do Commando, and all this other shit." And I think Arnold, one of the two, had a script, and it was fucking terrible.
Yeah,
so they leaked out that they were going to take the movie, and then
it was My Mom's a
I
Cop
think Stallone picked
or some shit like that.
Oh, okay.
So
Kindergarten
No,
Cop?
not Kindergarten Cop. It was like my mother's fucking. I don't know, something about the main character's mom is like joins him. So the main character is a detective. The main character in this case being Sylvester Stallone, and his mom helps him out with like murder cases or some fucking bullshit. It's like the worst shit.
Okay, so that's the one Arnold was like, "I'll take the movie," and then Stallone's like, "No, I'll take it," and it's like one of the worst movies ever or some shit.
Just for clarification on Rocky, it was nominated for 9 Academy Awards, and it won 3 of them for Best Film Editing, Best Director, and Best Picture of that year.
Okay. Let me. So this is the movie. It's called Stop or My Mom Will Shoot. It's about So Sylvester Stallone is a tough cop. His seemingly frail mother comes to stay with him and progressively interferes with his life, driving him crazy. So it's a buddy cop movie about a detective and his mom both being cops.
Okay, so Stallone told the story and said that Arnold had told his agent he was going to do the movie, so Stallone jumped in and volunteered to do the movie first because he wanted to do it because it was a competition, and I think Arnold did that on purpose so Stallone would take the movie, so Arnold didn't have to do it. This is some fucking great petty shit. I love it, dude. I fucking just love like this backstage fucking Hollywood drama bullshit. I fucking love it.
Well, yeah, they were like the biggest stars in like the 70s and 80s, so
really the 80s.
Yeah,
Arnold,
80s.
I know Arnold had the Conan movies.
Yeah.
But I never watched that
Like
shit.
80s and early
Yeah, so-
90s, really.
yeah,
That's what I'd say.
so they got passed up by younger, tighter, more handsome fellows
Like me.
Jim Carrey.
Like me.
That's Jim Carrey. Hey, that's the one thing we've never had. I'd like to see Jim Carrey in a movie with Stallone and with Arnold.
I think Jim.
In some way, he's worked with Clint Eastwood. Like, Clint Eastwood was his director in one of the movies.
He's in the new
I think Jim Carrey-
Expendables. Expendables 3, they have Jim Carrey in it.
Do they?
No, I'm just fucking with you. There isn't even an Expendables 3.
I think Jim Carrey's
There
retired.
is an Expendables
now,
3. They're
so
making a 4th one.
Oh, my bad.
I think it already came out.
Oh, did it? Okay.
Yeah, and I think it flopped pretty bad.
Oh shit, you're right. I only knew about 1 and 2.
Yeah, Expendables released.
The first Expendables was pretty dope.
Expendables released on September 22nd, 2023. It had a budget of $100 million and only drew in $51.1 million in the box office. So it was a bomb.
Yeah,
A bomb.
Wow.
Ba-la-la-la-bamba.
So Jacob's Ladder, real quick. We'll get into this. I mean, this is an hour and 30 minutes. I'm sure Cody's going to have to cut out like 45 minutes of our bullshit.
Nah, you can leave it all in.
All right, let's go ahead and wrap up this episode, ladies, because this chair is uncomfortable on my
All
ass.
right, boys. We can give our final thoughts.
That's why you don't use a Serbian as a long-term chair.
Yeah.
That's why I like sitting on the camel's hump. Okay, compared. Like, I don't sit between the humps. I sit on the hump. They're like, that's really uncomfortable. I'm like, yeah, it says you.
That's what Fergie asked me what I want to do with all that hump.
All that hump. All that. So, what are our final thoughts on Jacob's Ladder? Let's go in alphabetical order.
Okay. So for me, this may be one of the best movies we've ever covered on this show.
I disagree.
Second only to Battle of the Realms.
Yeah.
I think
easily 5 out of 5.
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory is probably better, actually. So.
I also like to think that The Last Jedi was like number 3. If we're going.
Oh shit! I forgot we did
'cause
that.
The countdown to Wonka is
Yeah,
on. So
I forgot we did the.
Damn it!
We did. Did we do all the sequels?
to what?
We did the 7, 8, 9. We haven't done like 4, 5, and 6 the originals in 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
Which we will.
Yeah, eventually, sometime in the future. But that's funny because I don't even remember.
Yeah, like, right now, baby, we got a marathon recording session. Let's go.
Yeah, I was watching episode 3, and like when I was sitting through the beginning of it, I was like, "Dude, this shit is so fucking stupid. Like, is this made for like dumbass babies?" Like, I was like, "There's so much."
My favorite part of that movie is when Obi-Wan reaches down to touch Padme, and it's actually just a photograph of Padme.
Is that real?
Yes.
What the fuck?
I don't know if they had to reshoot it or something. And what's her name? Well, who's the actress?
Natalie Portman.
Natalie Portman. I don't know if she wasn't available or something, but basically, yeah, it's just a photograph of her in like laying in like the bed or whatever, and like he reaches down and touches her face.
He's like, "I miss you, babe. I miss you."
It's like when he checks on her in episode 3. I think about in Shaolin monks when Baraka stabs a Shaolin monk through the skull and throws it at Kung Lao's feet, and he bends down and goes,
Yeah. I love that part.
She literally got force choked and then dropped by Anakin, and he just goes down and touches her, and it doesn't say a fucking word. Like, are you
But
okay?
the thing that set me off on episode 3 was I was watching the battle. So they have a big space battle right next to Coruscant, the capital of the fucking galaxy. And then they land back on Coruscant, and it's like nothing fucking happened. Like, you know, everything is completely fine. There's no fucking, nobody's stressed out about the war or anything. There's no fucking, like, you know, it's like, okay, how the fuck did the robot army get so close to the capital of the fucking galaxy without you guys having, like, huge issues going on? Like, you know, it's like, I don't know. It's so fucking, it's like everything's so disconnected.
So yeah,
I think you're thinking too deep about it, man.
I mean,
so
Jacob's Ladder.
yeah.
So yeah, Jacob's Ladder. I love it. Again, it's one of my favorite movies that we've covered on the show, and I would highly recommend it.
Nice. Okay. Now it's Lance's turn.
I really like this movie. I think this movie, depending on your mood, can either make you like really question what's going on in the movie and analyze it, which is a good thing, or also can make you extremely depressed thinking about your own death. So yeah, I had the ladder in that discussion. I got kind of depressed when I was watching this movie. I'm like, damn, okay, kind of fucked up. And you know, it's just like all these outside forces keeping him from being truly happy. But, you know, there's also probably a few choices he could have made differently, which we're not alluding to in the movie. I'm just saying in general, this is like a really good way of looking at your life. But yeah, I highly recommend this movie to watch. Just because either you're really gonna like it, or you're gonna say, "Yeah, it's pretty good. I'll never watch it again," but it didn't feel like a waste of time. So that's the best thing you can say about a movie. Like, I think everybody could watch this movie, other than like a 15-year-old kid with ADHD, and enjoy this movie, and not feel like it wasted their time, or like I want to do a deep dive in this movie and stuff like that. And that's why I like the open and closed part of this movie. Like, there's an ending, there's a beginning, because you can analyze the movie inside and out, and there's nothing more to it. There's an ending point. He's dead. So you have a place where you stop, and there's nothing else to analyze. So, but yeah, I highly recommend this movie, and yeah. No,
Nice. Yeah, I recommend this movie too. I think it's a pretty great movie. I was wondering how it would hold up after about 10 years since I've watched it. And it's really good. It's intriguing. It's interesting. Keeps you on your toes. And the effects are really great. It hooks you in from the beginning with the closed train sequence, which is something I love in a movie. I don't like when movies plot in the beginning too much. But yeah, it's great. I recommend it. Also, this movie goes into the few select movies that have the Twin Tower in it. So,
oh, okay, yeah, it does.
yeah,
I didn't even think
this
about
movie
that.
has the Twin Towers in it. It has the OG New York skyline. So, there you go. But all right. Should I close this?
Cody. Well, Cody's got to give like his next
Yeah,
movie.
Cody, what's your next movie, sir?
So yeah, my next movie is Yes Man, starring Jim
Oh,
Carrey.
okay, thank God.
So,
I thought it was gonna be another fucking Johnny Depp bullshit. I'm like, fuck.
I wish you would step back from that ledge, my friend.
Attack of the Martians.
Hey, don't freak out. What the fuck?
We're gonna do another musical. We're gonna do Rocky Horror Picture Show.
I've never
God.
seen that
Okay.
You've
movie.
never seen Rocky Horror Picture Show?
Mm-mm.
Uh,
The horror.
And my movie is going to be the last so far Mortal Kombat Legends movie, Cage Match. And it's one just got released a couple months ago. I have it downloaded on our group YouTube account for us to watch, and I bought the movie. And I haven't watched it yet. So I'm literally, when I go in to watch this movie for the podcast, I'm going to watch it for the first time, and I'm going to try to watch it with the commentary and get any notes I can off of it and all that stuff. I've been avoiding anybody talking about the movie because I don't want to spoil anything for myself, and I have not looked up anything.
It
So,
feels like the
Yeah, Cage
first
Match.
time.
feels like the very first time. Johnny Kage.
Oh.
Okay, well, that's been Filmoscopy Podcast. Join us next time where we go and watch the Jim Carrey movie. I already forgot the name of it. Yes, man.
Opposite of
Thank you, everybody. Please give me all your money. We'll see you next time. And as always,
on Dragon Ball Z.
and as
Dragon Ball Z.
and as always,
Dragon, rock the dragon. Sorry.
and as always.
Finish
there
him.
you
Bye, everybody.